Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and it's day 3 of Grotmas Christmas, Tyranids. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Grotmas Calendar Day 3, a festive feast with the Tyranids. Tyranid warriors are the order of the day, and the third installment of our Grotmas calendar. It's the warrior bioform onslaught. None of the synapse beasts of the hive fleets are more prevalent than Tyranid warriors, lethal killing machines in their own right. They serve not only as instruments of destruction, but as relay nodes through which the will of the hive mind transmits. Armed with an array of devastating weaponized biomorphs, broods of Tyranid warriors slaughter their way through any resistance and open the path for hordes of hormagaunts and termagants to obliterate all remaining resistance. Tyranid warriors and winged Tyranid prime gain extra protection to exact the hive mind's will in this detachment, with a 5-up invulnerable save to protect them as leaders of their force. Warriors also gain the battle line keyword and an increased objective control characteristic. When Tyranid warriors are put into such a place of leadership within the hive mind, other units adapt. An example of this is the synaptic tyrant enhancement that allows neurotyrants to join a Tyranid warriors unit, granting its bonuses to the unit as a whole. To express their synaptic control, commanders of the detachment can use the synaptic amplification stratagem to give both one Tyranid warrior unit and one endless multitude unit within 6 inches the ability to reroll wound for one phase. Bon appetit! Tomorrow we're really diving into the magic of Christmas with 1,000 Suns. Okay, so we actually got a preview of what's coming tomorrow. It's going to be 1,000 Suns. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the new Tyranid warrior detachment. Alright, so we have the Warrior Bioform Onslaught. So the detachment rule is Leader Beasts. Tyranid Warriors and Winged Tyranid Prime units from your army have a 5+ invulnerable save. Alright, so the Tyranids are going to retain their army rule, and then we're going to have a new detachment to choose from. Now, the Tyranids already have their codex once again, so they already have, I want to say, 5 detachments to choose from, so this is going to be some tough competition. So keywords: Tyranid warriors with ranged bioweapons and Tyranid warriors with melee bioweapons units from your army gain the Tyranid warriors and battle line keyword. And while such a unit is not battle shocked, Tyranid warrior models in that unit have an objective control characteristic of 3. Alright, so now we have 2 different Tyranid warrior data sheets, each of which you'll be able to take up to 6 units of because they're going to have the battle line keyword. And then also all of those warriors in those units are going to have objective control characteristic of 3. So not a bad start. So first we have our enhancements. Synaptic Tyrant, 10 points. Neurotyrant model. During the declare battle formation step, the bearer can attach to a Tyranid warrior's unit. Alright, so because this is an enhancement, you're only going to be able to do it with one Neurotyrant, but being able to put a Neurotyrant in a unit of Tyranid warriors is definitely a nice buff, because the Neurotyrant is going to let them hit on 2s, and then he also has a powerful flame weapon, so pretty good start. And then we have Ocular Adaptation, 20 points. Winged Tyranid Prime model only. Each time a model in the bearer's unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. So presumably we'll be able to put a Winged Tyranid Prime into a combat unit of Tyranid warriors. Now you could alternatively put it in a shooting one, but you're going to get +1 to hit for the entire unit. So again, nice little buff. And then we have Sensory Assimilation, 20 points. Winged Tyranid Prime model only. Each time an attack targets the bearer's unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Alright, so again, a nice little buff for a Winged Tyranid Prime. He's going to obviously add some nice melee to the unit, and then also a little bit of extra movement, as you'll be able to move him a little bit faster than the rest of the unit. Obviously, you still have to stay in coherency, but he's going to give you a little more optionality in the unit, and then you're going to be -1 to be hit in shooting and melee. So that is going to make them substantially more durable when coupled with the 5-up invulnerable save that they're going to have. And then we have Elevated Might, 30 points. Tyranid model only. The bearer's unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced. And then we have Elevated Might, 30 points. Tyranid model only. The bearer's unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced. So that is the only enhancement that can go on any character in the Tyranid's army for this detachment. But allowing it to advance and charge is definitely a powerful enhancement. 30 points is a little pricey, but there's definitely some nice optionality here. Alright, and then moving on to stratagems, we're going to have 6 different options. So we have Synaptic Amplification for 1 command point. When your shooting phase or fight phase. Target 1 Tyranid unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase. Effect: if that unit is Tyranid warrior unit, select up to 1 endless multitude unit from your army that is not battle shocked within 6 inches of it. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll the wound roll of 1, and if it's a Tyranid warriors unit, reroll the hit roll of 1 as well. Alright, so you're going to pick a Tyranid warrior unit, and then 1 endless multitude unit within 6 that's not battle shocked, and then both those units are going to reroll wound rolls of 1. And if it's a Tyranid warrior unit, which is the first unit you're selecting, you can reroll your hit rolls of 1 as well. So the warriors are going to get a double buff, and then the endless multitude unit's going to get that single buff as well. Then we have Spontaneous Hypercorrosion, 1 command point. When your shooting phase or fight phase, target 1 Tyranid unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase. Effect: until the end of the phase, add 2 to the strength characteristic of ranged weapons equipped by models in your unit, and add 1 to the strength characteristic of melee weapons equipped by Tyranid warriors or winged Tyranid prime models in your unit. So this is pretty good for getting above breakpoints. So it's shooting or fight phase, any Tyranid unit can gain +2 to the strength characteristic of ranged weapons. And if it's a Tyranid warrior unit or winged Tyranid prime model, it's also going to gain +1 strength in melee. So definitely a nice little optionality here, being able to get over breakpoints with your shooting attacks or combat attacks. And then we have Synaptic Micronodes, 1 command point. When your movement phase, target 1 Tyranid warrior unit from your army. Effect: select 1 objective marker you control that your unit is within range of. That objective marker remains under your control until your opponent's level of control over that objective marker is greater than yours at the end of a phase. So end of the movement phase, your Tyranid warrior unit is going to be able to sticky an objective. So this is the more powerful version of the strat. Some of them are in your command phase. This is in your movement phase, so it allows you to move onto an objective. Or if you're already on an objective, you can sticky it before your move. And then we have Parasitic Payload, 1 command point. When your shooting phase, target 1 Tyranid warrior unit with ranged bioweapons. Unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Effect: until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in your unit have the Ignores Cover ability. After your unit has resolved its shooting attacks this phase, select 1 enemy unit hit by 1 or more of those attacks. Until the end of the turn, models in that unit cannot have the benefit of cover. Alright, so you target one of your Tyranid warrior units with ranged bioweapons, they ignore cover, and then anything that hits that unit afterwards is going to ignore cover as well. So you'll be able to strip cover off of a unit with this. And next we have Restorative Impulse, 1 command point. When your command phase, 1 Tyranid warrior unit from your army that is below its starting strength. Effect: return 1 destroyed model, excluding character models, to your unit. Alright, so this will work for any of your Tyranid warriors units, either combat or shooting, and then you can return 1 model to the unit for 1 command point. So not bad, you can gain extra movement with this, you can get an extra model onto an objective with 3 OC. Always powerful when you can put models back on the table. And then we have Synaptic Shield, 1 command point. When your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. Target 1 Tyranid warriors unit from your army that was selected as the target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks. Effect: if that unit is Tyranid warriors unit, select up to 1 Endless Multitude unit from your army that is not battle shocked within 6 inches of it. Until the end of the phase, each time a ranged attack, if the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than the toughness characteristic of the attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So you're going to pick a Tyranid warrior unit and then this multitude unit within 6 that's not battle shocked. And then both those units are going to be -1 to be wounded if the strength of the attack is higher than their toughness. So not a bad ability. If they were wounding your endless multitude unit or your warrior unit on 2s, it's going to go to 3s. If it's 3s, it goes to 4s, etc. So nice little defensive strat. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, CMO Games. CMO Games carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, paint, terrain, tools, and more. They take pre-orders for most Games Workshop new releases as early as possible, usually 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. CMO Games offers 15% off of MSRP for most all Games Workshop products and offer fast free shipping to the continental United States on orders over $50. Most orders ship out within 24 hours. You know their customer service is top-notch as they've been selling games online for over 20 years. Use the affiliate link below and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. Alright, so nice little detachment right here for the Tyranid warriors. The warrior biofarm onslaught is obviously designed for primarily taking a bunch of Tyranid warriors. It's not going to restrict you from taking other stuff, but you're definitely going to get a lot of benefits specifically to your Tyranid warriors. Having battle line is definitely going to benefit you in certain missions. Also, the extra OC of 3 is definitely going to be strong. The 5-up invulnerable save is going to make your units much more durable. Most of the enhancements are going to be specific to your Tyranid warrior units. One, you can put a neurotyrant in the warrior unit, which is pretty good. And then one is a generic enhancement that's going to buff one of your other units. You're still going to be able to take things like a hive tyrant to gain command point benefits. You can take a swarm lord to gain extra command point as well. And then also have a command point debuff bonus. You're still going to be able to take your big bugs for strong shooting. You're going to have your regular army rule in effect. You'll also be able to use some of your stratagems to regen units, make units more durable. So overall, not a bad detachment. Obviously, this one's going to have a lot of tough competition. Tyranid warriors currently are a little bit off meta as they're not one of the best units in the codex, but this should definitely buff them up. So I think this will probably get some play. I don't think it's going to be game breaking. And again, anytime you get a detachment for a army that already has their codex, there's a lot more competition, so we're less likely to see it on the table. But overall, pretty cool. Now, if my suspicions are right and we're going to actually get some Tyranid warriors with wings at some point in time this edition, maybe as a kill team set, maybe as a standalone unit. Obviously, that has potential to change the game as well, as when the new kit potentially comes out with Tyranid warriors with wings, you would presume they'd have the Tyranid warrior keyword, so they would be able to benefit from a lot of these stratagems as well. But that is all speculation until we see an actual kit show up. So very cool. Let me know what you think of the Warrior Bioform Onslaught. You're going to be looking to put this on the table with your current Tyranid army or change some things up. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products. And make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I am really looking forward to Thousand Suns tomorrow. And I'm out of here.